I'm going to try to convince you to committing to 90 days of deep focus by doing what I call a focus sprint to change the trajectory of your life. And the reason is because this has helped me hack my brain into wanting to do the things that I say I'm going to do every single day. So here's how it works. Step one, and to have a successful sprint, is to define the objective. Mine is always the same. It is to complete 3 major projects that I keep procrastinating, and that is a sign of unfamiliarity and also maybe some fear. And I'm a firm believer that if your goals don't slightly scare you, then they're not big enough. Step number 2 is to define your goals and dates. For my first sprint last year, these are my 3. It was to launch my first digital product by November 22nd, to build an email list of 5,000 people by November 22nd, and to have a $100,000 launch month by the end of December. So these were very clear and very well defined. Step number 3 is to project plan out your 90 days by setting your 12 weeks worth of weekly priorities. What does this mean? If you have the larger active goal as I want to launch my first digital product, then your weekly priority for, let's say, week 1 would be to outline all of the video modules inside of that course. And remember, the reason why we do weekly priorities are because this is a good use of your time to feel prepared when you approach each week. Every single week will have different daily tasks depending on your entire workload and all your responsibilities, and those vary every single week. So it's not a good use of your time to plan out your days for 90 days in advance. Just focus on the weekly priorities that you're going to set. So if you have one project that you're working towards and you have 90 days or 12 weeks to complete it, you will have 12 weekly priorities. The last step, and step 4, is to execute. And it is literally as easy as it sounds because you've done the hard part first. You now have clarity on what you need to focus on each week because you've done it in advance. Now, what I want to show you next are my results from my first focus sprint. So these are the goals that I set at the top. This is what actually happened. I did launch my first digital product by the set date. I did build an email list to around 1,000 people, but that was still completed. And I also hit a $30,000 sales month, not 100K, but that is besides the point. The point isn't to be perfect. It's actually to build a year's worth of momentum. And the reason why I'm saying 1 year is because those 3 accomplishments that I hit eventually turned into these 3 things. I turned my first product into a 6-figure plus product, and it is still growing today. I was then able to launch a paid community of 50 plus members from that first product that I didn't even think was a thing that I would ever do. And then the third thing is I was able to hire a content team to support all of the growth that I was experiencing. And it is this content team that I have today that is helping me grow into who I'm becoming now and to build my next business, which is Kin, a business sorority. This all wouldn't exist without the first 90 days of ambitious goals that I set and the maniacal focus that I had on completing it. My first focus sprint did not change my life, but it did teach me to build the habits that will. So if you are a female entrepreneur and you want to join a group of other female entrepreneurs doing their first focus sprints, I'm leading one on January 5th, so you can learn to build the momentum into the new year. So comment sprint down below and we'd love to have you.